Hi friends, welcome back. Today we're going to be watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 4, Episode 4, also known as Fear Itself. And honestly, I don't remember the last time that a title scared me this much. The beginning of the season is usually, the calmer parts, and especially when it comes to a season like season 4, which is so different than everything we've seen before. I'm really expecting season 4 to be, especially the first half, a lot calmer. And so this episode does not give me calm vibes. I did have something to say, and maybe this is connected. Big brain alert. When I was editing, because you guys know that sometimes I pre-record stuff, and so I was editing 102, and I noticed that there was this really weird scene in between Oz and this other girl, and I noticed it when I was watching, and I was like, this is weird, but at the same time, I thought that by the end of the episode, they were gonna continue with that storyline, and it was only when I was editing and rewatching the episode that I noticed that they didn't. And so Oz and this girl shared a look, and then basically she got like kind of jumped. It looked like the people from the first episode who kidnapped the vampire person thingy. And so I don't know, maybe this has to do with us seeing who those people are. Is this going to be their episode? Are we going to talk about it? Like, I don't know, but it definitely feels like a big storyline. And so I feel like we can actually talk about it anytime now. And I'm curious. Here's my reminder that if you have not seen the later seasons of Angel, if you have not finished the Buffyverse, my videos are not for you. I do eventually speak of some spoilers, so please watch at your own risk. So yeah, I think we should just get into the episode. I don't know what else to say, but I'm back to that point of the show where I'm scared. I'm scared.
Grow up in the sun, happily entwined with others. Then someone comes along, cuts you open, and rips your guts out.
Buffandra, you doing okay?
And on that happy note, got a treat for tomorrow night's second annual Halloween screening.
It's a Halloween episode.
Prepare to have your spines tingled and your gooses bumped.
The scary house? Sounds kind of lame.
What actually borders on fun? You have to go through the whole scary house maze to get to the party, which is usually worth getting to. Those guys go all out.
She didn't even touch her pumpkin. It's a freak with no face.
She's still suffering a little post-Parker depression.
Bailing on the buff. Does anyone else want to smack that guy?
Yes! Yes! I'm definitely curious now because Halloween was one of my favorite episodes of season 2. It was so iconic and so good that I'm really curious if this episode is sort of going to be like a continuation to that in some way. If they're going to play around with costumes again. What is going to happen? Is Ethan going to come back? Because he's due to come back anytime now. Even though they were saying like that Buffy is sad about Parker, I think that it's more that like than just Parker. I think that she's sad because of Angel still. I feel like it's finally hitting her. The fact that she's lost him, the fact that she has to move on, and that there are going to be some Parkers out there. It's not going to be that easy to find another Angel. And this is sad. And also, I think that more than just losing Parker, she lost all the confidence in herself. And that is sad. And we got to get that back, Buffy. We got to get that back.
I won't lie about the fact that I worry. I know what it's like to have power you can't control. And every time I start to wolf out, I touch something. Deep, dark. It's not fun.
Oh, shut up. I don't want to see your face again.
You know,
Why are they showing me him?
I forgot to be hungry.
Wait, Buffy,
I'm gonna burn this school to the ground.
it's Halloween.
I'll double check with Giles, but I'm sure he's gonna think I should be on active Slayer duty. He doesn't care about Halloween.
But didn't they say Halloween was not a child?
Oh my god.
It's a sombrero.
And it's on your head.
It seemed festive. Come in. Candy? It's alive! see how you shake. Is there something you wanted?
Well, I was thinking that I should patrol tonight.
Yeah, well, I promise you. Little likelihood of any supernatural activity tonight. Sure you don't want one?
That's what they said last time, so.
You wanted a symbol to paint upstairs, something mystical. Check this out.
Okay, so some witchy stuff is going down, some Ethan stuff is going down, some werewolf stuff is going down.
Anya?
Oh, hello,
You
ma'am.
really have to get this knocking thing down. I can't say seeing you falls into the realm of a bad thing.
Really? I thought maybe we could go out tonight for our anniversary.
Anniversary?
It's been exactly 1 week since we copulated.
Yeah.
Did you forget?
No, of course not. It's
She
just
comes
I
off so
already have
strong.
plans with Buffy, Willow, and Oz.
No, I understand that inane ritual. It's those people. I mean, you continue to associate with them, though you share little in common.
What are you talking about?
I mean, they go to college, you don't. They no longer live at home. You do.
Well, hey, those things, the bonds of true friendships transcends. Could we just change the subject?
Okay. Don't get upset with me. I just wondered.
Excuse me, Professor Welsh.
Oh, there we go.
I came
She's
to get
coming
today's
back.
assignments. I couldn't make it to class for personal reasons.
Right. I count 4 limbs, a head, no visible scarring, so I assume your personal issue wasn't a life-threatening accident of any kind, and I'm therefore uninterested. You've got problems, solve them on your own time. Miss another class and you're out.
Halloween. Well, you're not going to dress up and go party?
I have a lot of work to do.
I may be out of line here, and it's not really my business, but you seem like the kind of person who makes things really hard on themselves. Halloween isn't a night for responsibility. It's when the ghosts and goblins come out.
That's actually a misnomer.
Well, I didn't mean real ones.
And our left speaker's crackling a little bit.
And you feel stabbing it's the proper solution?
I'm just gonna trim the wire. Might be a short.
Oz?
Cut myself. It's okay.
Playing with knives? Fun. Yes.
Oh no,
Not safe.
that's bad.
Bleed
Oh,
stuff, I got dibs on your equipment.
oh no.
Your father loved spending time with you.
Loved.
Not enough, I guess.
Buffy.
Oh, that just paved right over memory lane, huh?
You know the divorce had nothing to do with you.
I don't know. Starting to feel like there's a pattern here. Open your heart to someone and he bails on you. Maybe it's easier to just not let anyone in.
I don't think I made a single new friend the year we moved to Sunnydale.
Why not?
Fear. I didn't believe I could trust anyone again. It's taken time and a lot of effort, but I've got a nice circle of friends now.
Like the tuck, Xander?
Bond. James Bond. Insurance, in case we get turned into our costumes again. I'm going for cool secret agent guy.
Love
I hate
it.
to break it to you, but you'll probably end up cool head waiter guy.
I'm Joan of Arc. I figured we had a lot in common, seeing as how I was almost burned at the stake, and plus she had that close relationship with God.
And you are? Of course. Wish
Oh, I
thought of that
love
before
it.
I put down my deposit.
Are those
Nice
the people?
costumes. Very
Those-
stealthy.
What are they supposed to be?
NATO?
Oh, yeah, I
Not
invited Anya
costumes.
to join us, but she's having some trouble finding a scary costume, so she's just gonna meet us there. The joint's not jumping. Where's everybody?
Follow the signs. I thought this led to...
What is it?
Blood. Real blood.
Okay, actual creeps have been given. Bravo, frat boys.
Shh. Do you hear something? Like a squeaking noise?
Oh, it's these rented shoes, patent leather. I asked the guy to break them.
No, wait. It's something else. I hear it too. It's something like.
What the fuck? Oh, yikes. Oh, that's Not good.
I'm gonna make my way upstairs and see if there are any people up there. You guys find a way out of the house and use it.
You're telling us to run away and leave you behind?
We need help. We need the only person that can make sense of what's happening.
It's so badass.
Sonia.
Are you listening? Xander's trapped.
Where's Buffy and the others?
Oh, they're trapped too, but we've got to save Xander.
Slow down. I need you to be more specific.
I can't do my job if I have to worry about each of your safety.
It's not your decision.
Gotta disagree with you there.
Oh, of course you do.
Let's all take a breath. Buffy, maybe...
Being the Slayer doesn't automatically make you boss. You're as lost as the rest of us.
All right, what are we talking about?
Maybe Willow's overreacting. I'm sure part of it's because of how you've been pushing away girl lately. But now's not the time to let that stuff tear us apart. What I'm saying is I'm right with you, right by your side.
Xander?
Funny how you still haven't lost your sense of inappropriate humor.
Oh,
Xander,
no.
where did you go?
Buffy, knock it off. This gets over. I'm right here.
This is so typical of him.
Typical.
Xander?
What's happening? Oh, sir. Please,
Get
no.
up to the goat room and maybe we can
Will,
find
something's happening.
something good.
No.
Oh no, not good. We need to find something to restrain you, like a rope or chains or something.
There's no time.
I can do the guiding spell. I know I can make it work.
Will, please.
No.
No!
Oh, no. What's...
Oz! Oz, don't leave me!
This is the worst haunted house ever. I'm so stressed.
The path is murky. The woods are dense. Darkness pervades. I beseech thee, bring the light.
No, what's that?
Hi.
Oh.
Hey, I did it.
Okay. I thought it was like eyes.
Hi. Right. You're waiting for instructions. I should try to find the people trapped upstairs first. Even if I get them, we still have to find a way out of the house. Okay, here's what we should do. Hey! What's going on? Stop! Stop it!
No, what's happening?
Get off! Shit!
Willow, why is this happening?
They all ran away from you. They always will. Open your heart to someone and... But don't fret, little girl. You're not alone.
Oh no! What?
Anymore.
This is...
We're gonna have to create a door.
Create a door, you can do that?
I can.
Oh, wow. Everything she does, I'm like so scared. It's like,
Please. Willow, what's wrong?
Couldn't get him off. Couldn't
It's
bring
okay.
him.
It's okay. It's okay. We're okay.
We're not okay. We need to get out of here.
I'd offer my opinion, but you jerks aren't gonna hear it anyway. Not that didn't go to college boy has anything important to say.
is it sort of like a nightmare?
I might as well hang out with my new best friend, Bleeding Dummy Head, for all you dorks scared.
What is wrong with you? We all got so scared that we ended up here. Why?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I saw them painting that. They were copying out of that.
Somehow the beginning of the spell must have been triggered. Gagner's trying to manifest itself to come into being.
How?
It feeds on fear.
Our fears are manifesting. We're feeding it. We need to stop.
If we close our eyes and say it's a dream, it'll stab us to death. These things are real.
Okay, so our fears are feeding it. If we get everyone out of here.
Yeah.
Giles? Hey everyone, it's Giles. with a chainsaw. Glad you can make it.
It's not managed to achieve full manifestation. We cannot allow this to come into being.
But if it does, I can fight it, right?
Buffy, this is Gachnar.
I don't want to fight that. Should we break the spell?
Summoning spell for Gachnar can be shut down in one of two ways. Destroying the mark of Gachnar is not one of them, and will in fact immediately bring forth the fear demon itself.
Buffy! Oh no! Oh no! Oh! What? Really?
This is Gachnar?
Step
Big
on it.
overture. Little show.
I am the Dark Lord of Nightmares, the bringer of terror. Tremble before me.
I should have translated the Gaelic inscription under the illustration of Gachnar.
What's it say?
Actual size.
I thought it was gonna be something horrible. Okay, well, let's try and talk a little bit about this episode because honestly, I feel like I'm shaking a little. That episode was very intense. Like, this second half of the episode has totally killed me because I feel like most of you know by now, horror is totally not my thing. I'm honestly down with every single genre. I can watch anything. Horror is the one thing that I avoid. I feel like Angel 104, I was talking about how that episode was really giving me horror movie vibes, like in the second half of it. And this episode also gave me the same thing. It's like, you know, the first half was a lot calmer, it was not that much horror. And then the second half, they really lean into the whole haunted house thing and like full on horror, you know what I mean? This episode definitely gave me a lot of nightmare vibes. And it's really fascinating to know what their fears are, you know? You can tell that Willow, her fight with Buffy was very interesting because Willow was really standing up for herself and being like, I know that you don't believe in me, but I believe in me. And then we get to see that, like, this is sort of a front that she puts up because she doesn't believe in herself that much and she's still scared that she's gonna fuck up. So that's interesting because I love when Willow stands up for herself because I feel like it's not that she's a passive character, but I definitely think that she is like a more calm person and I like being able to see that she can stand up for herself. I like that even though she has her doubts, she doesn't let it affect her work, you know, because she was still determined that she could do it, even if we got to see that, like, you know, deep down she does have some fears. Ever since I watched Phases, I guess I've been expecting us to really explore the side of Oz being a werewolf, and we have seen a little bit here and there, but I definitely don't think we have talked about it as much as we could have. So it was really interesting to see that, like, this is actually a fear of his, to be, like, losing control and to hurt Willow. It kind of feels like some foreshadowing. I definitely think that at some point, we're gonna have to have an intense episode where Oz is actually transformed and maybe he's able to escape. You know, like, I feel like some intense stuff can still happen with Oz being a werewolf. Xander's fear is very interesting, and I feel like it was partially because of his conversation with Anya. Xander is definitely trying to avoid this conversation and to avoid thinking about the fact that he feels more distant than the rest of the squad because they're all going through like this university thing that he is not. His conversation with Anya showed how much he's in denial about that and how he doesn't want to think about it. And I think that it's definitely, I feel like all of these fears are definitely foreshadowing some deeper thoughts and conversations that need to be had, you know, not just about Oz being scared of himself, but Xander being scared that he is not, you know, as much a part of the gang, that he doesn't have as much to, I guess, offer. I think that Willow really leans into the fact that she wants to help people. And I feel like for Xander, I would like to see him either lean into that and like fully commit or find something else. Like, I'm cool with him, you know, doing sort of slaying as like a part-time job and actually finding something else he's passionate about. I think that Anya definitely comes off very strong sometimes. And personally, I think it's adorable, but I do think that, somebody's got to have a talk with her. I think it would be useful for Anya to sort of sit down and talk to Buffy and Willow and sort of understand the mind of a teenager a little bit more so that she doesn't come off so strong. And of course, I want to talk about Buffy's fears, because this was interesting. Because I feel like, of course, her fear was also the fact that she was sort of being buried alive in something, which definitely reminded me of that scene in Nightmare where she like becomes a vampire, and she's sort of buried alive, those kind of things. But also, I think her fear was just being alone, like she talked about in the episode, But at least it gave us a really nice conversation in between Buffy and Joyce. I feel like this is the most we've seen them actually be honest and truthful to each other. The fact that she would open up about her feelings about the divorce. I feel like she doesn't talk about that with Joyce a lot, and I feel like it's important for her to hear that it was not her fault. And again, this was really a callback to Nightmares, because Nightmares was also talking a lot about this, about her guilt and feeling like she was the one behind the divorce, So this was definitely a season 4 version of the Nightmares episode. And I love it because Nightmares was one of the best episodes in season 1. I thought it was really interesting to see all the ways in which Buffy is mimicking Joyce. They are such different characters that I never really saw that many similarities in between them. And so the fact that they made all these parallels and Joyce made her feel seen and understood because she's sort of been through the same, I was like, that is adorably sweet, and I see it now. And it was very true what Joyce said. We never really get to see her with anybody else, and they were talking about, Ted. And it also reminded me of Dead Man's Party. Like, the one friend that she made, they had to kill her. And so, honestly, Joyce, I feel for you. The Buffy and Joyce parallels were very interesting. It made me appreciate their relationship more. And it was just nice to see them connect and have a deep conversation in that way. And it was also just really sweet to see Joyce being nostalgic about, getting the costume and stuff like that. And this talk about her dad, we haven't talked about him in a while. This makes me wonder if they're gonna bring him back sometime. Because I feel like it was interesting that we saw him in season 1, and I don't think we've seen him since. He was literally just in the Nightmares episode, right? And so it's interesting because, they casted somebody as her dad. So they want us to know that he exists. He's not just like a mystical figure that we only hear about. We've seen him. And so this makes me curious as to just, in season 1, she went to spend her holidays with him right after Prophecy Girl. And now she feels like she's getting more and more distant from him. And I wonder if we're going to see him like one last time when he maybe completely cuts ties with her, because it feels like they're not talking at all. And I want to understand what happened in between Prophecy Girl and now. It feels like he's getting more and more distant. And so I can't tell if this is just a way of completely forgetting him into the story, or if they're gonna bring him in one last time and like, I don't know, do something really intense of having him into an episode, really into the episode and like connected to the supernatural. Like, I don't know. It was a really fun way to defeat the villain too. I love the ending. I was so worried that he was gonna be like, I misread this, the guy is still alive, and I was like, shit. But like, no, it was all good, and I actually really like sort of how easy it was to defeat him, because I was truly so scared. And I was like, this episode just felt like it was so long. It really felt like I was in a horror movie. It really felt like I was there. And so I was just, the second that the guy popped up, I was like, okay, great. We're still going to need a few minutes to defeat him. And then it was like, boom, episode over. Like, we defeated him. She stepped on him. Everything is great. And so that's fun because they put you through such an emotional ride through this episode. Like, I was full on dying only for them to resolve it. Like, boom, he's like not as scary anymore. And so that's just so fun. I like the contrast, Something else that I want to talk about are the different characters that we saw. Professor Walsh and Riley are 2 characters that I definitely felt like were going to be a part of season 4 based on the way that they set them up in the first episode. And we hadn't seen them since. So I was like, okay, no biggie. I guess they just aren't important and maybe I misread this, but now they're back. I definitely felt some sparks in between Buffy and, Riley, which is cool. I really thought that they were going to go to the party together, that they were just going to run into each other. Also, Professor Walsh, she was interesting in her own way because Buffy ditching class honestly made me very sad, because for her to be at a point where she's so like sad and distracted that she wouldn't show up to class is honestly not great. Like I said, I'm still concerned for Buffy's mental health. And so I like that, you know, the professor was like, you still gotta show up. Because the truth is that, like, no matter what's happening in Buffy's life, I know that it's hard to show up to class sometimes, but she really has to. I don't want that to affect her studies or her future. And so I feel like this was just, it was harsh, but it's what Buffy probably needed to hear. Right now, they feel very much like they're just in the university part of the story. And I'm excited to see how they're going to connect to the mystical part of it. Because they're, you know, sometimes they intertwine, and I'm curious to see when that happens, kind of like how it happened with Kathy. Oh, this reminds me. Okay, again, they showed us a small little glimpse of the people. Like, I don't know what to call them. I'm just gonna call them the creeps. The guys with the guns, the guys who we saw in the first episode, in the second episode, and now in the fourth episode. Who are they? A part of me thinks that they might be Wolfram and Hart just because I don't know who else they could be. They definitely have some big bad feelings about them because I don't know what they're doing, but they really creep me out. And the fact that, like, they've been having these encounters with them and not noticing that, like, something sketchy is going on. Like, I'm so confused. I don't know what they're doing, but it definitely feels evil, and I'm getting more and more curious. My suspicions, and here we go for my predictions, because I know that you guys love laughing whenever I get stuff wrong. I definitely think that they're sort of possibly forming an army of supernatural people that they might be, like, altering. Like, I feel like there must be sort of a scientist behind this or something, like altering their DNA, making them, like, obedient slaves or something, or, like, altering their genetics to make them even more powerful. But, like, I honestly keep thinking that, like, anytime now I'm gonna sort of understand where they're going with the season and be able to make some predictions. And even though I just made some predictions about the weird people, I don't think I'm anywhere close to understanding where they're trying to go. Okay. The next episode is called Beer Bad. Maybe we're gonna go down the fraternity route, or what's the name of the other ones? Sorority. It was sort of talked about in Reptile Boy, and I was expecting to sort of make a callback to that now that they're actually in university, because I think this is a big part of, like, the United States university experience. It reminds me of, like, a Band Candy meets Reptile Boy. Maybe something's wrong with the beer. Ethan, are you gonna spike everyone's beers or something? So yeah. Thank you all so much for watching this absolutely chaotic video. I definitely drank too much coffee. I'm very hyper right now, in case you guys haven't noticed. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video, and bye!